There are many things we appreciate and are very passionate about here on the Morning Blend, and our Nevada state school system, frankly, is definitely one of them.
That's right, and here with us to discuss the impactful work being done to provide resources and keep our youth in school is CEO and State Director of Communities in Schools of Nevada, Tammy Hansler. Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Hi. How are you all? It's so
Great.
good to be
Wonderful. So, Tammy, for those who may not be aware, tell us what Communities in Schools of Nevada does.
Always my favorite thing to talk about. So Communities in Schools provides wraparound services in our Title I or our high needs school. And when I say that, that means that we eliminate whatever barrier it is that's keeping kids from coming to school and being successful. So in every school, we have 65 right here in Clark County. They have a resource room, and that resource room is filled with shoes and socks and backpacks and school supplies, hygiene items. Some may have alarm clocks or laundry detergent. And then every single CIS school has a full-time site coordinator that we place on that campus. They work for Communities in Schools, but they partner with our teachers, our administrators to identify all the different barriers that are really holding our kiddos back. We case manage about 50 students, and we case manage them one-on-one. So it's like you might need help with attendance, you might need help with coursework, and we work with them one-on-one, mentoring them and making sure that they have everything that they need to succeed.
Wow.
It's awesome.
It is
You're really
awesome.
giving students a boost here in the Valley.
Yes, we are. We
Yeah.
are. You know, kids cannot pass a math test if they're hungry or if they've got some things going on at home, and so we work to remove all those barriers.
So right now, very exciting, schools being let out all across the Valley. It's graduation season. This is a great reason to celebrate for you.
It is a great reason to celebrate. So you'll find Communities in Schools in elementary schools, middle schools, and of course high schools. And in high schools, we're very, very focused on making sure our students get across the finish line. And many of our Communities in Schools students, the students that we work with one-on-one, might have been a few credits behind when we first started working with them. For whatever reason, they might not have had to take in classes that they were supposed to take. And it is our goal to make sure that we do whatever it takes to get them to graduation. And so we've been working very closely with them over the last year to make sure that every student walks across the finish line.
Gosh, that is so wonderful. So, Tammy, what can we do in our community to help your mission?
Well, right now we are working, as I mentioned, on graduation. And you know, when we all think about our graduation time, we might have been filling out college applications. Those applications are expensive. They start at $45 and they go all the way up.
Yes.
And so many of our students don't have $45 to spend on multiple applications. Communities in Schools pays for those college applications. As I mentioned, many of our students have been working very, very hard. They're super resilient. They're super determined to walk across the finish line. We've gotten them to that point, but then many of them may not walk across the finish line because they don't have the cap and the gown to actually walk. So they won't do that. And I mean, we want to be able to celebrate their successes. It's so important. So we also will pay to either rent or buy a cap and gown, depending on what the school is doing, to make sure that they walk across the finish line. And that's how our community can help.
It's so incredible to hear your stories because one by one, you're making an absolute difference in these young people's lives. Graduating from high school versus not graduating from high school. It's something that could happen within a period of 6 weeks. Life-changing.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
It's life-changing. It's
Yeah.
life-changing. And then we also put them on that path. Do they want to go to trade school? Do they want to go to college? Do they want to join the military? But we talk about them and have those conversations with them, and then also connect them with those people, those mentors, those resources, those institutions to make sure that they have whatever they need to be able to dream their dream and live their goal. It's so important.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because a lot of people don't really realize the cost involved to make all of this happen, like the cap and gown, all of these things. And so I think the work that you're doing is truly, truly incredible.
Wow, thank you. It's really exciting. So every one of our Communities in Schools graduates gets to wear one of these sashes when they walk down in their graduation ceremony, and that's such a moment of pride for them. So when we do get them their cap and gown, we also give them one of these sashes. So again, it's just another special reminder of all the hard work they put into this year.
Just because school's out, I know that Communities in Schools doesn't rest. You'll be preparing over the summer to, assist and sponsor a whole new group of kids next year.
Yes.
How can we help this summer?
Well, here's the deal. So we are adding between 13 and 15 new schools next year, which will put us around between 78 and 80 schools just here in Clark County.
Wow.
So, you know, we're not really ready to talk quite about back to school yet since we're just getting to graduate, but that is what we'll be doing. We'll be preparing new resource rooms filled with, again, shelves and bins, again, filled with shoes and socks and school supplies and things of that nature. So if anybody is interested in coming and helping us set up a resource room, we'll be taking volunteers to do that, to come into those schools and really set it up and make sure that it's a safe place for our kids.
Wonderful, wonderful. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us about the mission.
Thanks. Congratulations to the class of 2023.
Yes,
That's right.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Hey, for more information on communities in schools of Nevada, you can visit the website right there on your screen. You can also connect with them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.